It's Bengals and Patriots today in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium, and yes, we are homebound. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Yeah, you see it, the little Rivertown Inkery swag. Look, I know it is chilly out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's why you got to get this Rivertown Inkery beanie. Whether I was shoveling snow on Friday, whether I was out and about, and yes, I had to leave the house, and it was crazy with all the snow and everything. Didn't matter. I stayed warm with the beanie. You got to get one. Certainly something I'm going to be bringing on every single Bengals playoff road trip, home game, you name it. I'm going to be wearing this beanie. I'm going to be wearing plenty of Rivertown Inkery swag, and that was my awesome segue into the. Well, by the way, go to rivertowninkery.com. But the segue was simple. Playoffs. The Bengals have clinched, and huge, huge, huge. I didn't mention it on our prediction video. I wanted to keep it simple, straight to the point when it comes to that. But yes, the Bengals have clinched a playoff berth for the second straight season, and yet today they can take another step towards an AFC North championship. They are going to be shorthanded, as we know. They're not going to have Sam Hubbard. They're not going to have Hayden Hurst, and that came out on Friday, and I'm not shocked by that. Zac Taylor kind of hesitated when we asked about Hurst, and to me it makes sense. I think the blueprint is there for this offense to survive without Hurst, and if you can give him an extra week of rest. The Bengals don't play again for 9 more days. Monday Night Football, a week from Monday against the Bills. Give him that time, get through this game somehow, some way, bring him back, and then that way you avoid any type of setbacks. That's the thing you don't want to avoid. And so that's where I'll go with Trey Hendrickson, because a lot of you, being the long-term thinkers, and honestly, being smart, have said, it feels kind of early for Trey, early for him coming back. But, and he told us this on, I'm getting my days confused, it's real easy to on a short week, on Thursday in the locker room. He said there's no risk of re-injury. And multiple doctors told him that. And so I think the Bengals have been pretty good about keeping players out when they need to be out, bringing players back when it's time to bring them back. And it's certainly exciting to see Trey Hendrickson back on the field, Mike Hilton back on the field. Those two guys are going to play a huge role today in stopping a Patriots offense that, yeah, they've struggled, but they can run the ball. And having Hilton out there is going to matter a ton. Also, it's worth noting, we'll see if Jalen Davis is active today. Wouldn't shock me if he's not, especially with the Bengals promoting Allan, elevating him from the practice squad for a second straight week. He had 2 tackles last week against the Buccaneers. We'll see what he does today against the Patriots. We do know George will be active before being sent back down to the practice squad tomorrow. This is a big game for the Bengals. And all week long, I've said how tough of a game it's going to be. And I do think it's going to be a tough game. On the road, desperate team, Bill Belichick, high-end defense, good edge rushers, good running game. The good news is this defense is pretty whole. And it's not like you're without Hendrickson. It's not like you're without Eli Apple or Cam Taylor, but you're going to have most of your starters. And so just because you don't have Sam Hubbard, I still think they'll be good against the run. I still think they should slow down Ramondre Stevenson. And if you can do that, then it doesn't open up the passing game and the play action pass and all of the things that the Patriots offense, when they've scored points this year, has done well and has gotten going. So that's a huge factor, something I'm watching in today's game. And then on offense, can you just play clean? Because this Patriots defense, they're good. And their goal is to disrupt you and force turnovers and find ways to mess you up and just really wreak havoc on you. And whether it's fumbles, and they had a fumble recovery for a touchdown a couple of weeks ago, whether it's pick sixes, which, their safety tandem, one of the best in the league. Kyle Duggar with the pick six last week. They had, McCourty, how great he's been in there, a back end for years and years and years. This is a tough secondary and a tough defense overall, not just secondary. They're banged up at corner a little bit. We'll see who's active and inactive. Both Joneses, we'll see if they play for the Patriots. But regardless, I think this is going to be a tough game. And if the offense can play clean, the defense is going to translate on the road. If there's sacks, if there's penalties to get behind the chains and it's 1st and 15 or 2nd and long, or the turnover bug, any of those things, it opens the door. And the last thing you want to do is open the door. You want to jump on the Patriots right away. They lost in heartbreaking fashion last week. What does that do? Well, it probably motivated them going into this game, but the fan base I don't want to say they're beaten up. They've won plenty of Super Bowls, but they're not necessarily confident going into this game. So if you could take the crowd out of it early, it will go a long way in getting a W, getting to 11-4, which I know before the season I thought the Bengals would be in this spot, but when they started 0-2, when they started 2-3, when they were 4-4, I'm not sure anyone expected them to be in this spot, and yet here they are, a chance to win the AFC North over the next 3 weeks, a chance to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. Potentially, they need some help. The Chiefs need to lose as well. We'll see if the Bengals can get it done. It is a huge, huge game. We're going to have you covered after the game. I know it's weird. This is the only road game we're not going on as a channel. Part of it's Christmas. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, whether it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, maybe you celebrate it on Friday because you're all stuck inside, whatever the case is. I hope it's been awesome, and we're going to have you covered on the back end as well with a recap video, all of the reaction, and so much more right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, go to rivertowninkery.com and get a beanie. Tell them James sent you. And until next time, for Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien. We'll see you after the game right here where it's Bengals, it's Patriots. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.